Hey guys, welcome to episode 13 of Cooking Around the Planet, the show where we learn about and cook a recipe from every single country until we've done them all. If you're new here, I'm Austin, that's my wife Jess. And as always, the star of the show, somewhere over there.
Oh! Where are you at, buddy? What are you doing? Finishing your dinner?
My wife and I, and even Otto, share a love for food, travel, and culture, and that's what inspired this show and what this show is all about. So welcome into our kitchen. Last week's episode, we made ourselves some kibbeh and some fresh hummus thanks to the beautiful country of Lebanon. Also, we learned Lebanon is absolutely gorgeous and can't wait to travel there one day and even get to try some of that incredible cuisine straight from the source. But with little time to spare, we move forward to week 13. A week ago, I had no idea this place was even a country, but Jess did due to its close proximity to Lebanon. A short flight west from Lebanon will land you on this small island known as Cyprus. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you had no idea like me, but nonetheless, we're super excited, so let's get right into the episode. This week's episode, we are going to be making what is known as the national dish of Cyprus. Cyprus is an island right in the Mediterranean Sea. Their cuisine shows it. So with that being said, Mediterranean cuisine calls for fresh ingredients, and that's what we'll be using tonight. We're going to be making Fasolada soup. This is a very quick, simple soup consisting of white beans, carrots, tomatoes, celery, onion, tomato paste, lemon, a few other ingredients. This is gonna come together real quick. You can let this thing sit for 2 hours. It can be ready in 30 minutes. The longer the better. So, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
All right, we got some olive oil. Specifically, olive oil is what you wanna use. In the Mediterranean, they use it on everything. I've even seen places where they put a little olive oil on some ice cream. We're big olive oil fans. That might sound weird to some people, but that actually sounds really good. So, we got a whole white onion.
Whole white onion.
Going right in to the olive oil. And then we're just gonna go right in with all our veggies. Carrots, our celery. We're gonna saute this up. So this dish actually, from what people are saying, was dedicated to the Greek god of Apollo. Pretty wild. History of just this soup. And it really isn't, I don't want to minimize it, but it's a super simple soup, but for some reason it's hung around this long. There's not any wild things you're gonna see in this soup where it's like, whoa, didn't see that coming. You're gonna see just about everything coming here. It's veggies, and we're gonna add water. We're not gonna go in broth, we're adding water. You can play around with it, add certain seasonings, but we're gonna try to do it just kind of bare bones. It's hung around this long. It's pretty cool. There's something special about it, and I think we might find that out when we taste it later. We might be like, simplicity's everything sometimes.
That's true.
So while I saute these veggies up, I'm gonna send it over to Jess to probably introduce you to the country of Cyprus.
Cyprus is an island country located in the eastern Mediterranean Sea. It is geographically a part of West Asia. Its cultural ties and its geopolitics are much more related to southeastern European. The island of Cyprus is located east of Greece, north of Egypt, south of Turkey, and west of Lebanon and Syria. Its capital and largest city is Nicosia. Cyprus is the third largest island located in the Mediterranean at about 149 miles long and 62 miles wide. It's also the third most populated island in the Mediterranean, with an estimated population of about 923,000 people. The people who live on the island of Cyprus are called Cypriots. Cypriots. About 4/5 of the population are Greek Cypriots, and remaining 1/5 of the population are Turkish Cypriot. There is also a small population of Armenian and Maronite Cypriots. Cyprus has a very rich history dating back to ancient times, with evidence of human inhabitation going back as far as 10,000 BC. Throughout its history, Cyprus has been ruled by various powers, including the Assyrians, the Egyptians, Persians, and Alexander the Great, before becoming a part of the Roman Empire. The island supposedly was accidentally conquered by Richard the Lionheart, King of England during the Third Crusade, and then sold to the Knights Templar, later sold to the Lusignan dynasty. Turkish Ottoman rule began in 1571 and lasted until 1878. After that, Cyprus was transferred to the British Empire, a British colony until 1960, when the country became independent.
All right, next step, we're gonna go on with a couple tablespoons of tomato paste. Got 3 tomatoes. I just sliced them up. We're running with those. Mix that in. Next, we got 2 cans of navy beans. You can use any type of white bean. It's gotta be white beans. This is a white bean soup. So, got these rinsed. Go right in with those. All right, next we got about a cup of parsley. Merge that there. Like that. Take some water, and we're gonna pour it until we cover it. Before we put a lid on this, we're gonna go in with 1 lemon squeezed, some salt and pepper. So you're gonna wanna bring this up to a boil, drop it down back to a simmer, and put a lid on it. We're gonna let it simmer for about 30 minutes. Like I said earlier, you can let it simmer for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4, doesn't matter. We're gonna go 30 minutes because we're hungry. It's been a long day. While it simmers, I send it back over to Jess to tell you more about the country of Cyprus.
Cyprus is unique in the fact that on paper it is one whole country. In reality, it is divided into several parts. There is the Republic of Cyprus, located in the northern part and making up about 60% of the island. This territory consists of a mostly Greek population and is administered by Greek Cypriots. The northern part makes up the other 40% of the island and is claimed by Turkish Cypriots to be its own country, called the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. Although no other country besides Turkey recognizes that this is its own country, rather just a northern territory of Cyprus. And then also on the island, you have the United Kingdom, the former owners of Cyprus, who kept 2 slices of land, military bases, which was a part of the agreement when Cyprus got its independence in 1960. The reason that this country is divided the way it is goes back to the 1950s, when a movement of Greek nationalism swept across the country, and an organization named IOKA, which is a Greek acronym for National Organization of Cypriot Fighters, started a violent campaign against British rule. Their purpose behind doing this was in hopes of breaking away from British rule and becoming a part of Greece. Although the Turkish population didn't see this as the country's future, as they wanted to stay a part of Britain. The relationship between the Greek Cypriots and the Turkish Cypriots seemed mostly peaceful until the British government started recruiting Turkish Cypriots into the police force to fight against the Greek, into the police to help restore order in Cyprus cities, and to wage a guerrilla war against the IOKA. The Turkish Cypriots did not remain in favor of British rule for very long, as they realized they were being played when British soldiers opened fire on Turkish Cypriots. With continued pressure from the Greeks and a series of petitions from the Turkish population, the British finally surrendered and decided to leave Cyprus. The first few years of independence were relatively peaceful, although in 1963, things started going downhill. History here gets a little fuzzy, as both sides maintain a different narrative of exactly what happened, but essentially the government broke down. At this point, civil war ensued and ultimately led to Turkey invading Cyprus in the name of protecting the Turkish Cypriots. This act finalized the partition of the island. In 1964, a green line, or what they also call a buffer zone, was administered by the United Nations peacekeeping force to prevent the further fighting of the two communities. It is essentially like a border separating the island in two. Since 2003, several crossing points have been opened, allowing people to visit the North and South territories as they please, which has opened lines of communication and trade for the people. To this day, the buffer zone still does exist, although both sides are continually engaging in peace talks with the effort of finding a mutually agreeable solution for the country to exist as one. Cyprus is home to the oldest manufactured wine in the world. Commanderia is a sweet dessert wine that can be traced back as far as 2000 BC. It is even listed in the Guinness World Record book. Cyprus is home to 20 rare species of orchid, and out of the 1,950 flowering plant species located all over the world, 140 of those are only found in Cyprus. There was a grave site found in Cyprus that held the remains of an 8-month-old cat buried with a human body. This grave is estimated to be about 9,500 years old, which predates ancient Egyptian civilization, which pushes back the earliest known feline to human association significantly. According to Greek mythology, Cyprus is the birthplace of the goddess Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. The story goes she came out of a rock by the ocean, and to this day, that rock, known as Aphrodite's Rock, is a very popular tourist destination.
All right, it's been about 45 minutes actually. Oh, smells really good. All right, we're gonna plate this up and give it a try. Fasolada soup from Cyprus.
Fasolada.
Wouldn't you believe it?
It smells amazing.
It does smell really, really good. I have a feeling this is gonna be like a winter staple. Maybe come down with a bit of cold. Throw this in, super easy, quick. All right, get in there. We actually cooled it off for about 15 minutes, so.
I won't burn my face off. Wow. For that, only sitting for 45 minutes, so much flavor. Yeah, it tastes like good old-fashioned like vegetable soup. Delicious.
Easy.
I got too excited.
I've heard they put feta cheese is something that you could top that with.
That'd be amazing.
But I learned that after we had been to the store. So definitely for next time. That's all. You put potatoes in it and other type of seasonings and stuff, but this was kind of the original version, it seemed, or at least close enough to it. All right. It's like a soup of the day at like a restaurant. That's what I would. They're like, oh, we have vegetable soup today.
Yes.
I'm like, I'll take a cup.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would want. You can tell there's olive oil in there.
And I think the lemon too is really
Let me try that.
a game changer. Because I would never put lemon
Yeah.
in a vegetable soup typically.
Yeah.
Brings out all the flavors.
And the parsley too. It gives it that extra bit of fresh feeling of like heal me. Heal me within. Carrots, onion, celery, tomatoes, olive oil, water, salt.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. Crazy how quick The carrots are soft. It's only been 45 minutes. Man,
And all that flavor just simmered together.
I think we're gonna have to get some sourdough bread on the side for this.
Yes, please.
I'm just housing.
I know.
Well,
Can't have just one bite.
Cyprus, a week ago, didn't know what Cyprus was. You had an idea because how so weirdly close. We have 182 countries left to pick from that hat, and you just happened to pick the country that was like, you could probably take a boat within a couple hours and you're
Right.
in Cyprus from Lebanon.
So close.
So close. Food's similar, but different in a lot of ways. Very fresh, very Mediterranean, obviously. That was amazing. Add that to the winter list.
Yeah.
Learned a lot about a country I had no idea even existed. And now I know all these facts that I'll take with me throughout the rest of my life. Well, one thing left to do. It's almost been 2 weeks in a row. I forgot about the bucket hat.
I wonder if we're going to pick another neighboring country, if we're going on the complete opposite side of the world.
I'm gonna guess this one's gonna be nowhere near. There's no way we're picking a third country in a row that's anywhere close. The odds are in favor of that not happening.
Yeah.
But it happened last week.
Anything can happen.
3, 2, 1.
Where will we go? Oh, I can't get it open.
Uh-oh. Suspense.
Okay. Belize.
Ah!
Hey.
That's exciting.
That is very exciting.
Caribbean?
Yeah,
Is it?
I think so.
I'm gonna find out.
Yeah.
I know it's beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's Caribbean. That's exciting.
That's exciting. Back to the tropics we go.
Back to the warm tropics we go.
Well, another episode in the books. Week 13, check it right off the list. We move forward to week 14 to Belize. Stick around. We'll see you back here next week for episode 14 of Cooking Around the Planet. Have a great week, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Do this. We're gonna give you a carrot. You want a carrot, bud? Love your veggies, don't you, bud? You're like, that's all you're gonna give me? A carrot?
Keeping it vegetarian this week.